Hi everybody, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, and the Junk Journal and Papercrafts Facebook group, and the Sweet Pea Papers Ko-fi shop where you can pick up all the journals and folios and things that I make in these videos. Now, today we're going to start on my design team project for LineDotArrow. We're going to be using two kits. One is Vintage Botanical Journal Kit, and the other is Black Velvet. Let's see what all it's called. Black Velvet Journal Kit. And the reason I put these two together is I really love Black Velvet because of the images and the colors and all that good stuff. It's collages. However, I don't think the collages alone would have made what I want to make in my head. Okay, so we're going to add the beautiful botanical images from the Vintage Botanical Kit and together with the Black Velvet pages, and I think they'll make a nice contrast. So I'm not going to do a flip through because Natalie does that. She's the designer for LineDotArrow, or of LineDotArrow. She is LineDotArrow. But I am going to do this real quick. So we're going to have these botanical images. Okay. Oopsie. She says confidently. Okay. So we're going to have these along with these images from Black Velvet. I think the last two are writing pages. Okay, so we're going to mix those two together. And then we're also going to be using black. So we're going to be using black CD covers, black envelopes, and black cardstock. We're also going to be using manila folders. I think we're going to make a flip-flop folio, which comes out in a Z shape and has two covers. And you'll see that in just a minute. We're going to make this. I'm going to stop the video and, of course, do all the inking and all that. And then we'll come back and we'll start with the cover. Okay? All right. So let's put the papers to the side. Oh, and since there's two kits, this is the ephemera for one kit. This is the ephemera from the Black Velvet kit. It's got little peoples and cars and things. Peoples. And photographs. Okay. And this has your botanicals and butterflies and things like that. Okay. So we've got lots to pick from there. We won't use it all by a long shot. Yeah, let's put this to the side. All right, so now in order to make a flip-flop folio, all you need are three folded pieces of paper. We're going to use manila folders because I thought it would be fun. Now, to get the size, let's see. Let me find a page from here. Well, this one's, I'm pretty sure, definitely going to be cut in half. I don't know. We need to cut one in half down the center. Yeah, I think this is going to be our victim. This one's definitely going to be cut in half. Let's use this one. And of course, we're also going to be using magnets. We're going to be inking in black soot and using also our chalk pencil. And I've also gotten out picket fence, which is white, because we might want to stencil something or whatever, stamp something on our black envelopes and CD covers. You never know. We could. It's possible. The reason I'm doing it this way instead of just going by 5.5 is because when you trim these, the white around the outside, and this is US letter size. Natalie has started making US letter size and A4. So depending on where you live, make sure that you purchase the correct kit. Don't forget there's challenges every week for the first 3 weeks of the month. And you get free challenge papers that you can work with. You can make the challenge, you can reproduce it, or you can do your interpretation of it, or you can do something completely different. It doesn't matter. Post your pics in all of the 7, we have 7 now, Facebook groups that are part of the challenge drawings, and you could win a LineDotArrow junk journal kit at the end of the month. Yeah, all the links and information you need will be below the video. So we want to, now I'm not going to stamp on this one or stencil. We just don't have time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave, oh, we're going to leave more because we're going to have black paper underneath on these pages at least. So we want 1/4 of an inch because that's an 1/8 and an 1/8. So 1/4 of an inch down. Quarter of an inch in. Yeah, that's what I thought. Set that line. Okay. I'm drinking iced coffee. It's 0:30 a.m. and I've been up since 10 o'clock watching Desperate Housewives and drinking pop. Geez, all I gotta do is line it up against that line. Come on. We want 1/4 of an inch here, and then do I want a tab? If I want a tab, I only want a tab on the first one because of the way these work. So let's add let's add 1/2 inch on the first one, and then we will remeasure for the other 2. Okay? Oh, I didn't do the height. And then we want 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. So we want it to be this big. And so what we're going to do is we're going to frame these images in black. I thought it would be something interesting and different. I'm all about interesting and different. I hope you guys enjoyed the Bugs series. I really had fun making those, or that folio. If you want to see how I made the viewfinder slide, I forgot to mention it in those videos, but you can catch it for 30 days. It was a live that I did with my friend Robin, and her Facebook group is called Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner. Okay, so just check out that Facebook group, and that live will be there. And Facebook only keeps them 30 days now, so. All right, so that's that one. Now, let's see. You can do everything but the width. So. And since we're doing the width, it doesn't matter. Okay, and we want 1/4 of an inch out. I wonder if putting that tab on the front is really going to mess the whole thing up. Maybe we'll put some other kind of tab on it. I forgot to move my phone. Figured at midnight there wouldn't be anybody. No, it won't make any difference. You just can't have it on the other ones unless it's the back cover. Okay. And of course you want to save all your scraps. These make great pockets. Belly bands and flip ups, flip outs, whatever. And in fact we're going to use, maybe not that one, but something on the cover. Let's do this. Oh, it won't matter. Okay, this is going to be cover. And then we're going to want to paper this first. Because we're going to glue something on here, but we're going to need the paper to be on there first. Okay. Let me get my template. And with the tab on the top. I don't think I'll cut around the bump where my finger was. We're going to cut the tab out. I don't know what this is. A flourish. Okay. Now this we're going to have to cut off because otherwise it'll be too wide. So then what we're going to do is simple. We're going to turn this one this way. So that it opens this way. We're going to glue it on the back here. Then we're going to turn this one back or leave it the same as the front one and glue it on. We're going to make pockets where we glue them together. So make sure everybody's all the same size. So let's decide what else we're going to do on the cover. It's funny, erasing with this ruler, it's to a point right there. If you don't get just that point on the paper, you'll sit there and erase forever. Okay, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Pocket, pocket, Okay. And this is going to be 4, 5, 6. Oops, nope, nope, nope. And this is going to be a pocket. You'll see why I'm numbering these ahead of time. Okay. So this is going to open like so. This is going to be 7 and 8. These two are going to be pocket together. And then we'll be back around to the front cover. Okay? So now on the front cover, I want to make a large flip out. Okay, I'm just making notes to myself. Make a note to myself to check my ring finger's fingernail. So let's look at these scraps. And see if any of them are big enough for what I want. Did I say? Mm-mm. Oops, that won't work either. That one's been folded in half. I'm digging around in my junk folders. Okay. What's the deal with this one? All right. So now what I want I think that's going to be too wide. That's okay. Maybe not. Okay. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. Let's make this 5 inches wide. Not going to matter because we're papering it, but and we know for sure we're going to need a magnet. Here. And we'll need one on the back side to hold it shut. I'm labeling this flap 1, flap 2, whatever. Okay, then F3. I knew how to make the number 3. And then we're going to glue this on as a pocket. Okay. Now you see why I don't write in cursive on everything, because my cursive writing is large. Okay, so put this on here. Then I think what I'm going to do is, as we go along and I add something, then what I will do is I will just cut and ink it on camera, because we're just going to be inking. We're not going to be doing everything else to it. So what I want to do on this, though, is I'm pretty sure I want to do this. Now, this isn't going to be as much work as it looks like, because we're going to cover the back of the CD cover, but not the front of the envelope. We're going to need magnets. We're going to need one here. And then the matching one to hold this shut. we'll have to put on here. Okay. But I don't know exactly where, so I can't put it down. We're going to need to cut this for a pocket, not this, because there's a big pocket on the back. Can you see the big pocket? Now there were little tabs right here and right here, and I cut those off. All right. So yeah, because this will be glued on the paper. This will be glued onto this envelope. And that means I do not know where exactly the magnet's going to be. But I know it's got to be farther in than that. Otherwise it hangs out too far, too close to the edge of the manila folder. Good grief. Of tape stuck to me everywhere. Okay. So we're going to have to put this closer to the center. It'll still hold it shut. And then I'll figure out the papers. Yeah, that should be fine. My blue ink and I had an argument when I was filling it on my printer. So that'll give us the cover. That'll give us enough to do in the second half, and I'll ink everything. And then as we come across, I may stamp this right here. But I just don't know what with yet. I have gotten out some stamps. Got some butterflies, some roses. Probably won't use the roses now that I've combined the kits, but I did get these two embossing folders out. I think this would look especially nice with the black velvet and the flowered, the vintage Botanical. So I think we'll probably emboss maybe a couple of the black folders. And then, of course, I have black tabs. Okay, so let's get everything together and get inking, and I will see you in just 1 second. Okay, so I've got everything inked. I've got the papers ready for that first part of the first part. And now we need to glue this together. I guess I should have probably stamped this while I had the chance, but I still don't know what I want to put on here. So I can always open it up, lay it down on my stamping pad, and stamp it. So we want to glue these two together as a pocket, and I want this pocket to open this way. So we're going to glue on 3 sides. Okay. And then this way, one we want to glue as a pocket the opposite way. Okay. So we're going to glue this on 3 sides. Make sure I've got that right. Okay. Get this side open again. Okay. That black soot gets everywhere. So there's 8 pages in your basic flip-flop journal. So we've got that. Now we want to cover the CD. I'm going to need some black for the inside of the CD cover. Oops. Okay. I've already cut the edge off for the pocket. Oh, for goodness sakes. Yeah, this goes across the bottom. So let's get our big shot out and our circle die. And do this off camera, sort of. Because I don't want to set it on the glass. Okay, and we want to ink this. Which I should have inked this before I cut it. It's easier to ink this outside edge when it's a solid piece. Didn't mean to make that big of a smear there. I have to put some more glue in here. It's like that car gas tank. Keep it half full or more. I hate waiting for that second bubble. And this was supposed to go on the bottom. I think I'm going to trim that just a smidge more. It's the only thing about trimming these. You have to be careful. Yeah, I'm really not happy with that. I don't know why they didn't just use black paper. Oh, I know where it is. I'll just pick out a new paper for this. It's like, where did the other one go? Yeah, see, one cut clean. You go to trim it again and it catches on this, the plastic on the inside in it, and it shreds. CD covers are never even or level or yeah, we're right at the end of the video. Sorry about that, but at least you know that that can happen. With that shredding like that, especially if you get generic covers, which is what those are. They're just generic from Amazon. Sorry about the bang and the jiggle. So I will get this inked and glued on, and then when we come back in the next video, we'll get the rest of this done. Okay, and maybe we'll get on to page 2. Main important thing is getting everything cut out, and make sure to get your black paper cut out too when you get to the manila folder parts, because we're going to be framing or matting everything. So that'll be fun. That'll take us a little extra time. Depending on how far we get in the videos, I may finish it off camera, or I may go past the 5 videos in the flip through, or 6 videos in a flip through. But we have Christmas in July coming up next month, so I can't run over. if that happens, then see, we would just end up with like 2 videos in August. So that's crazy. So we'll just have to see how far we get. Everything else I'll finish off camera. And then you will see it in the flip through. I hate to do that to you, but these are really great kits, and I'm sure that you will be inspired to do your flip-flop folio. We've got the base put together. We've got 4 or 5 videos that we can do. I may do some stuff off camera before the next video. We'll have to wait and see. Let me see what I've got once I get going. Okay? Alright, well that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, and thanks for hanging out with me even though I messed up the CD cover. Alright, bye.